Welcome back to another episode of Consumer Protection and You with Ryan Lippe. We're coming to a Christmas season in which we want to stay economically and physically safe. And Ryan has a number of different tips to help us. So stay tuned. Welcome back to another episode of Consumer Protection and You with Ryan Lippe. He's a consumer educator with the State of Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost office. Ryan, always a pleasure talking with you.
Great. Thanks for having me back. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to Ohioans.
Well, Christmas season, although it tends to be year-round in some places, is a season in which there's a lot of hustle and bustle and a lot of things to be bought, a lot of places to go. And I know that the State of Ohio Attorney General, Dave Yost, he's always concerned of keeping us safe, both physically
Absolutely.
and economically. And
Absolutely. And we'll talk more on the economic side in the consumer protection section, because we are there to keep people safe in the marketplace. We are there for Black Friday. We are there for the day before Christmas and the nights of Hanukkah and things to make sure people are protected from getting scammed. Buying something on social media that looks like a good deal. It's a sold out item in the stores, but somebody claims to have a lot of them. Those are all the kinds of issues we deal with, usually starting on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and leading up to the holidays. So it's really important to plan before you shop, research prices early, and learn how to save when you are ready to buy, because these holidays start earlier and earlier every year, it seems like, at least with the decorations. They tend to pop up now well before Thanksgiving. But price comparison is important. Reviewing advertisements and comparing deals is important. And looking out for all those exclusions and limitations that are disclosed in the ads to find out if we have a good shot at getting a gaming system for $199, or maybe something, big TV for half price. And things that do lend themselves to being Black Friday exclusive deals for the holiday season.
we're seeing on TV advertisements more and more Black Friday specials. It's not just Black Friday, it's Black Friday week, Black Friday month. And it's interesting, everyone is getting into the act.
Well, and it seems like more and more, with the pandemic having been hopefully tossed aside for a while now in people's health, more and more they're spacing things out. They're putting things online. People are going to the internet to buy, or maybe you're going to a retail establishment to check the prices that you go and compare to the online shopping centers out there like Amazon and eBay and all the other stores that have web presence. But it's really important that you do the right thing. Look for the fine print. Read everything before you buy it. And if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. We were talking, Patrick, the other day about how I'm a record collector. I like collecting vinyl. And I happened to be on Facebook looking at my Facebook news, my feed in Facebook, and I found an online vinyl store that was absolutely too good to be true. It had record collections that were usually priced at $35 to $75 for like 90% off. Things were $7.99, things that you just knew right off the bat did not really sound like the real deal. So I saved myself the trouble, and I did not invest in any of that vinyl, because I knew that I'd be getting not a full mailbox, but probably an empty mailbox and a cashless bank statement if I decided to give them my credit card number and my other personal information.
Did they have like a website that you could go to, or was it just an individual?
No, it was a company, and you would click through the big ad on Facebook, and you would get to this inventory that made it look like a real retail shopping area for vinyl, for records. And it was very, very believable till you got to the prices. And then you looked at the reviews, and all the reviews were pretty vague, and they were all absolutely perfect reviews. And so it was obvious that whoever was hosting that scam site was also carefully curating and probably inventing all of the comments and all of the supposed reviews for that. But it had an inventory that was chock full of attractive titles and things that I would want in my collection if only the pricing were true.
So what does the state of Ohio Attorney General's office do if we suspect a site like that?
Absolutely report it as a potential scam to the Ohio Attorney General's office. We are at 800-282-0515. That's our help center. And our address, our website for the Ohio Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection Section is www.ohioprotects.org. ohioprotects.org. Now, there's other things you can do as well. For instance, there is an organization, a partnership involving the FBI called the Internet Crime Complaint Center. So if you see something going on that's pretty much exclusively an online scam or an internet scam, they want to know about it. So you can go to www.ic3.gov. That's the letter I, the letter C, the number 3.gov, because they would love to hear about any internet-based scams and fraud that's going on in our economy.
There is a legitimate website. What does the state of Ohio or the FBI, what do they do? Do they make sure that their name isn't damaged?
It just depends. I mean, this was not a replica website posing as Amazon or any other particular company. This was something some name they invented from scratch, and they probably took someone's existing inventory, threw it into a database along with really attractive prices, and then just waited for people to pay with credit cards or PayPal or Zelle or Venmo. So that gets me to some other important points involving when you buy things online. Make sure you're not using crypto or using gift cards to buy things unless it's the store that the gift card is actually from. Be careful with any wire transfer requests. Those are currencies that scammers use a lot. So when they're asking for payment, use that credit card if you're unsure about the legitimacy of the site. Of course, it's always better to be skeptical and not do business at all with a site that looks too good to be true. But if you want to try it out, at least use a credit card, because you get the most protections as a consumer from the federal government if they process that as a credit card transaction versus giving them cash or a check or trying to give them a gift card from a store that doesn't even make sense to the purchase you're trying to make. Those are all scammer techniques.
One time I purchased something over the internet. It seemed like it was a legitimate company, and it was. But I found that within a half hour to an hour, there were 5 or 6 other purchases from like products. And one of the things that when I talk with the parent company and I talk with the credit card company, is that sometimes you unknowingly agree to 5 or 6 or 7 products when you really only think you're buying one.
Yeah, there's a lot of things online, especially where there may or may not even be fine print telling you what you're signing up for. So if something appears to be a free trial of a product or service, scrutinize those details, especially if you're asked to provide a credit card number or to pay for shipping and handling. Again, in many cases, signing up for the offer automatically may enroll you in a program that includes recurring charges, monthly, weekly. The sky's the limit on what you're agreeing to when you go to buy something that's supposedly a free trial. Now, they may say no risk. They may say that something is free. But if they want your credit card number, think to yourself, well, why would they want that if it's a free item? Or if they claim that you're not going to be billed on a regular basis, at least use that credit card instead of a debit card or instead of some other payment methods. Use that credit card to give yourself some protection.
Sometimes at Christmas time, we buy expensive electronics, maybe a very large TV. And sometimes those expensive electronics have warranty guarantees that you have to additionally purchase. How does the state of Ohio Attorney General's office view those warranties? Are they good?
Well, a lot of times they are not really warranties in some cases. They may be service contracts, because a warranty comes from the manufacturer or from the store you bought it at. And so it's guaranteeing that, everything will go right or proper according to what they are covering under the warranty for a certain amount of time, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. But a lot of times the additional expense of getting a service contract on top of that is sometimes sold by the sales consultant or whatever merchant you bought the product on, wanting you to avail yourself of an additional cost in order to get more coverage or longer coverage. So always figure out what are the good pros and cons of getting such a plan before you give them even more money than you planned on for the product, because a lot of times the warranty by the manufacturer already lasts a year or two. And how much is the item versus how much is the so-called extended warranty or extended service contract? We don't want anybody to buy something without reading the fine print and figuring out what's covered, what's not covered, and whether it's worth the money that they want for that additional coverage. And so while we can't make the decision for the consumer, certainly you can look at consumer reviews. You can look at the Better Business Bureau. You can look at lots of different websites and resources to do your homework and to do some fact checking on what the right item is and whether to get some kind of extended warranty and things like that. Oftentimes, it may not be worth it, especially if it's a very inexpensive item to begin with.
During the holiday season, I'm sure that there are a number of different companies that provide services. And are there any specific things that we as individuals, consumers, need to look out for?
Well, the important thing is that if somebody's trying to tell you what the service contract does and doesn't cover, make sure you have everything in writing. And make sure the dollar amount makes sense for the item you're buying. I mean, who wants to spend more than the cost of the item, the replacement value of the item, in additional coverage that may or may not be used by you as the residential consumer? They may or may not have a name attached, a company name attached to that contract, that service contract or that warranty, about who's administering it. So check them out with the Better Business Bureau. Check them out with the Ohio Attorney General's office, find out if we've gotten any complaints about those types of companies before you commit to giving them more of your money. So it's really a matter of being aware, doing your research, but also looking online and talking to friends and family and neighbors and consumer experts out in your community and throughout the world on whether something is a good deal or the right deal for you. Because at the Ohio Attorney General's office, we really can't tell people not to buy a certain product, or they really, really need a certain brand or a certain type or model. So it's really teaching people how to do their research and how to look up a company's reputation. And oftentimes, if you just type the name of the company, along with words like scam or complaint, in a search engine, that can sometimes tell you at least what their reputation tends to be on the internet. Now, you can't believe everything on the internet, but when I did that research on that vinyl seller, that company that was trying to sell me records, it just looked too good to be true. And it was clear that they were very selectively, if not making up from scratch, all the reviews that were in the comments part of the social media posting. So where I thought I would hear people asking questions or trying to research the company, it was all good reviews, real short, real vague. And you had to question whether any of those reviews were actually done by an actual consumer that has the product or that's done business with the company at all. And, you want to be cautious about reviews posted with generic names and profiles without photos. They may be impersonating legitimate shoppers. And you want to cross-reference consumer reviews of the same products on different websites. Don't go to just one place. If you're going to put a roof on your house, you better get a few estimates. And if you're going to buy a big screen TV, you should do your due diligence and do research and get a few deals in mind before you decide on what to actually put your money behind.
When we go to different stores, usually during the holiday seasons, there's a lot of people out there. What as consumers do we do wrong when we park our cars and walk away?
Well, the important thing is to lock your vehicle. I mean, we are not the experts on physical security in my section, the consumer protection section. But, things like parking in a bright spot with lighting is important. Not bringing a lot in your wallet or purse unless you really need it at that point in time. Why bring 5 credit cards with you on Black Friday if you know you're only going to use one, or if you're just browsing? Don't take your Social Security card with you. Park in a lit area, lock your doors, cover everything up that you think would lead someone to believe you have valuables in your vehicle. And better yet, don't leave valuables in your vehicle, period. And if you need to put things in the trunk, use that. That's what it's for. Maybe even doing short visits to stores and then going home to put items away so you don't have a whole car packed full of Santa's presents for the holiday season. Just tips like that are important. And, for more precautions, check with your local law enforcement, check with some personal security experts. But those are just some that I use personally to make sure that I'm set during the holiday season. And also, when you go to get gasoline, watch out for those skimmer machines that are posted sometimes by scammers on gasoline stations. We're all going to be fueling up. We're going to be driving a lot during the holiday season. Make sure there's nothing loose on the credit card machine. Make sure that it doesn't look like it's been tampered with. And similarly, when we buy gift cards, make sure the PIN has not been removed. Make sure the packaging hasn't been tampered with, because there are people that'll go and rub off and get the PIN numbers for a lot of gift cards, put them back on the rack, and then just wait till somebody loads it up with money. So being careful when you're buying gift cards. It's not a bad gift to give. A lot of people enjoy gift cards, but realize that when you give a gift card, that that store may not be open forever, and encourage the recipient to use that gift card quickly instead of waiting and waiting and waiting till it's a perfect time, because sometimes you get stuck and a company goes bankrupt or a company goes under in a real short amount of time. And those people left with the gift cards are usually left penniless when it comes to redeeming those gift cards. Bankruptcy courts don't quite treat us fairly when we go in line to get $25 or $50 from a big, huge company that's got bills to pay and utility past due notices and things like that. And so it's really important to use those gift cards as quickly and as efficiently as you can if you receive them as a gift, and pass that on to those that you're giving gift cards to, so that we're all in good shape and you get your value out of your gift card.
During the holiday season, we are asked to give. Are there some do's and don'ts when it comes to giving?
Now, we have a separate section in the office, the charitable law section of the Attorney General's office, and they are the experts on donating and what to do and not do. But I'll give you a couple of things. First of all, don't cave into pressure. If somebody's trying to get you to say yes and you're not comfortable, say no, or tell them to send you information in the mail and that you'll think about it. And it's not rude to politely decline if you feel like you're caught in a situation and you don't want to give. It's your right not to give. So if you feel like it's an impersonator, or if they say they're the local police aren't going to be calling you. Their union might, or third-party organizations might call you, but I would check that out with your local law enforcement officers and see who they would give to at holiday time. But it's never a bad thing to give money. It's just making sure that you do your due diligence, research the charity, make sure it's reputable, and you can go to ohioattorneygeneral.gov and research charities and see what their reports look like that they filed with the Ohio Attorney General's charitable law section. Almost every charity that I know of, if they're going to be asking for donations in the state of Ohio, they need to register with the Ohio Attorney General's charitable law section. So we have IRS reports, we have all kinds of data that you can get from our website at ohioattorneygeneral.gov. And one way to really limit your temptation to give money is to have an annual donor plan. Have an annual giving plan and don't go beyond that. Then you can tell people that call you up that want money that, hey, you can give it to me in writing and I'll consider it next year with my annual giving plan. So you can set out the whole year's worth of giving, your church, your nonprofits, everybody, and you aren't tempted to go beyond what you plan to give to those certain organizations.
What are some other tips that the state of Ohio Attorney General's office would like to give to consumers?
Sure. First of all, keep all your receipts. Have a complete record of a sale to help you handle problems if it arises after a purchase. And keep your receipts. Check out the return policy before you check out. It should be somewhere at the store or on the website that you are going to. If they have a return policy, it should be somewhere visible to the public. Check delivery dates and fees. With electronic items, watch out for restocking fees. Those are legal provided they tell you about it. So if you buy a TV, there may be a restocking fee. If you take it back and want all your money back, you may not get every penny of it. And beware of package tracking scams. This is the time where these scams are effective because we're all waiting for FedEx, UPS, United Postal Service, DHL, all these folks out there that are legitimately delivering packages also have imposters that will tell you through emails or text messages that there's a package waiting, that there's a package out for delivery. They need more information from you. They need money from you. I've never heard of having to pay a legitimate package delivery service any money to deliver me the package. But the United States Postal Service itself is oftentimes impostered through email scams. So don't click on anything that you think is strange or unusual. If you see a package delivery email or something about a payment that you supposedly have to make, be skeptical and question it if it doesn't fit with your own memory of what you bought. And stay safe out there. It's going to be a great holiday season for a lot of us. Be careful, stay safe, and if you need help, we are there to help at the Consumer Protection section. Again, our toll-free number, 800-282-0515, and our website, ohioprotects.org. If you see something out of tune, or if you see something strange or too good to be true, or a bait and switch scam, any kind of scam out there, report it to our office. We're here to help.
Is that there's a tremendous amount of really good information through your newsletters.
Absolutely. In fact, this what I was looking at to do and prepare for this interview was our October edition of Consumer Advocate, where we have an article titled Holiday Shopping, Research Prices Early and Save When You're Ready to Buy. So we're coming out with a December issue. We'll be coming out with one every other month for the foreseeable future. So if you want to sign up for our newsletter, ohioattorneygeneral.gov, click under Media, and then look for the Consumer Advocate newsletter.
Hey, we're talking with Ryan Lippe. Ryan Lippe is a consumer educator with the State of Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost office. Ryan, great information. Thank you.
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it. Stay safe.